Welcome to the season premiere of Stick to Sports. I'm Zach Malamud.
And I'm Joey Pulaski. Today we discuss what's been going on in college basketball, Damian Lillard's 71-point showing, and injuries are ravaging California's finest athletes.
Roll it. The unranked North Carolina Tar Heels upset the 6th-ranked Virginia Cavaliers 71-63 in Chapel Hill on Saturday night. Graduate senior Pete Nance had 22 points for the Heels. This was Virginia's second straight loss, even with 19 points and 12 rebounds from senior forward Jaden Gardner. The Cavs now sit one game back of first place in the ACC with just 2 games remaining. Joey, is Virginia's offense going to hurt them again in the NCAA tourney?
Virginia's offense absolutely will hurt them. This year they're winning games 68-61. People love to point to that 2019 national championship run. They were outscoring opponents 71-56 in that, but still, you need guard play. You need guys who are going to go score. Only team to score less than 70 points per game and win the 64-team format was Villanova in 1985 when the tournament first started to be 64 teams. You got to be able to score points. And Virginia, I mean, you don't have to be scoring 80 to 85, but you got to be scoring at least in the 70s. If the Cavs can't get that done, no, they won't be winning March Madness.
I definitely agree with you. I think it will. They ranked 269 of 350 in points per game this season in all of college basketball. They're top 10 in scoring defense, which will help them at some points in the NCAA tournament. But most teams in March are able to score. These teams are putting up, especially this season, north of 75, 80 points in a lot of games. Virginia, if they struggle on the offensive side, they're going to be out really, really early in the tourney.
Yeah, regardless of even talking about the finals, I don't know if we're looking even second, third weekend. This is a team, when you think Virginia, yes, they won it in 2019. You also kind of think about them, they're a team that could very well not make it out of the first weekend, especially if you're not going to score points, they're going to have issues. Yeah,
and Jaden Gardner's really good. Armand Franklin is also really good. Those guys need to find ways to put up points.
17th-ranked Indiana went on the road and picked up a 79-71 victory at 5th-ranked Purdue on Saturday. Jalen Hood-Schifino led Indiana with 35 points, while the Hoosiers shot 51% from the field to Purdue's 35%. Zach, do you think Purdue stands as the favorite to win the Big Ten postseason championship, or will we see a different team hoist the Big Ten trophy on Selection Sunday?
So I think Purdue is the favorite for the Big Ten tournament coming up. But I don't think they're going to end up winning this tourney. There are probably 6 different teams that I look at the Big Ten and say they can win the Big Ten tourney. They have a real shot, Purdue, but I'm looking at Indiana. Indiana has had Purdue's number this year, beat them twice, once at Mackey and the other one at Assembly Hall. I'm looking at the Hoosiers for this one.
We usually like to go over our answers before the show to make sure they don't match up. We didn't do that today, and I got the Hoosiers as well. Indiana, one of the top 3 teams in the conference in field goal percentage defense, 3-point percentage, and 3-point percentage defense. They get it done all over. Purdue beats teams by the biggest margin in the Big Ten, about 8 points per game. But Indiana will be able to get it done. I think when you get into conference tournaments and March Madness, you play truer to the percentages than necessarily the points per game and opponent points per game. I think the Hoosiers get it done come March.
The 7th-ranked Arizona Wildcats were defeated at the buzzer by their rival Arizona State Sun Devils 89-88 on Saturday afternoon. Desmond Cambridge heaved one up from half court as time expired. This is a huge win for the Sun Devils, who won at the McHale Center for the first time against a ranked Arizona team ever. Joey, shot of the year this one?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, you'll see it here. First off, the shot being from behind half court is unbelievable. You consider the stakes of the game, the 245th meeting between the two teams, and at the end of the day, it's a nationally ranked Arizona team and an Arizona State team that really needed a big win to get into the NCAA tournament and try to be on the inside of the bubble looking out rather than the outside looking in. I mean, look at the shot, pulling from that deep, butter to win it, in-state rivalry, 245th matchup, biggest shot of the year.
It's going to be up there. I wouldn't put it there just yet, but it's It's definitely up there. On senior day at their rival, Arizona. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than that for that rivalry. It does give UCLA a huge cushion leading the Pac-12. Arizona 5-0 this season against ranked opponents. That should be really important coming up in March.
Unranked Florida State took down number 13 Miami 85-84 on Saturday, courtesy of a buzzer-beating three-pointer by Matthew Cleveland. Florida State was 14-point underdogs going into it, trailed by 25 in the second half, but the Seminoles were able to get it done on the road. Zach, all the buzzer beaters on Saturday. Today's March 1st, March Madness right around the corner. How excited are you for it?
Oh, it's that month again. March is finally here. I am super excited, especially for this NCAA tournament. There is not one team this year that stands out and you say, yeah, those guys are going to win it all. It's going to be super tough. I think we might even, this is the one year that we could see maybe an 8 seed or a 7 seed be crowned national champions. Now, that's really how I'm feeling right now.
I think Syracuse fans watching this show are punching the air because this would be the year that the Orange would get it done. And you talk about that 7-8 seed. This would be the year. It's wide open. I think it's a great time. One of the biggest college basketball guys you'll ever meet right across the desk, ZM Sports on TikTok. College basketball this time of year, unbelievable. And again, it's wide open at the top. It's going to be a great tournament. You have Houston looking for their first ever. Tennessee with Zakai Zeigler going down. There's really no strong top 1 team. It'll be a fun March.
We're going to take a quick break here on Stick to Sports. Up next, we discuss some of the biggest headlines from both the NBA and the MLB. Stay tuned on WTOP 10.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that black.
Look at the bling. Look at the, do we got a diamond tester on? Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
Scoring going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
Kevin, I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back to Stick to Sports. Let's get into the NBA. Lakers superstar LeBron James has been ruled out for at least 2 weeks with an injured right foot. James was injured in the team's win over the Dallas Mavericks on Sunday. With about 5 weeks left in the regular season, Los Angeles sits 1 game back of the final play-in spot. Joey, how much does this hurt the Lakers' playoff chances?
I mean, there's such a slim margin between 4 and 13 in the West. You could go from hosting a game to completely missing the playoffs. I believe it's about 4.5 games right now. On the bright side of it, you are so fresh on the other side of the trade deadline. If they want to look to build an identity with guys like D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, Austin Reeves, this is the perfect time. You have new faces into the locker room. I didn't have the Lakers winning the West, let alone making it to the second round of the playoffs before LeBron went down. I don't think it changes. You still have the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, the Suns, the Mavericks. There's still so many teams with or without LeBron in the West that are more of a threat to win the West without LeBron. They might make it, but at the end of the day, if you're talking about LeBron, if you're talking about the Lakers, making the playoffs, that's not the standard anyway.
I don't think they'll end up getting too far. I mean, I think they'll get into the play-in game. They'll probably maybe win, depending on how Anthony Davis and LeBron James play. But 8 of their next 10 games are against teams with a better record than them. It's going to be tough without LeBron. It's a huge loss for the Lakers this late in the season. Blazers superstar Damian Lillard dropped a career high and a franchise high 71 points Sunday night in a win over the Houston Rockets. Lillard is the 8th player in NBA history to score 70 points in a game and the oldest one ever. Joey, where does Dame rank in shooters in the NBA right now?
Right now, shooters, I have Dame 5th. I think you go
Really?
KD 1, Harden 2, Steph 3, Jokic 4. I think if you're looking, you could probably move it around a little bit. The list is fluid. The list, as Stephen A. Smith says, the list is fluid.
Stephen A?
But if you go, regardless of, I think you can make some mixtures in the top 4. But I think Lillard is a strong 5 after those 4. I think you have Steph, KD, Harden, and Jokic as my top 4 shooters in the game.
I can't believe you just put Nikola Jokic in the top shooters in the game.
Doesn't
Ahead of Dame.
He doesn't get his
Ahead
props.
of Dame.
He doesn't get his props.
It's going to go Steph at number 1, and it's KD and Dame just tied at 2.
So we're not even
Tied at 2.
We're not even putting Harden in there?
No. He passes more than he. Dame is a lights out shooter. We got to finish this another time. Charlotte Hornets guard LaMelo Ball has been ruled out for the rest of the season with a fractured right ankle. Ball suffered the injury in the team's win over the Detroit Pistons on Monday night. Charlotte is out of playoff contention, so rushing Ball back is not a huge priority. Joey, can LaMelo be the number 1 player on a championship roster?
No, he can't. No, he can't. I love LaMelo Ball. I've been watching him since he was at Chino Hills. I've loved following his journey. LaMelo Ball is a star in the NBA. He's not a superstar. He's the kind of guy, like a Jalen Brunson kind of sidekick. Again, the Knicks, I don't think, win it this year because they lack that superstar kind of guy. He's a real nice second or a very good third, but he's not a primary scorer.
I agree with you. I think he's going to be probably a number 2 if he ever gets the chance, just based on his ability to score and pass. He only played 36 games this year, averaged 23, 6, and 8. If he gets a big man, we could be starting to talk about it.
Spring training is underway, and we've already seen a fair share of injuries. Dodgers shortstop Gavin Lux will miss the entire 2023 season with a torn right ACL after injuring his knee running the bases in a game versus San Diego last week. The former Dodgers prospect hit .276 with 6 home runs and 42 RBIs last year, and after the Dodgers already lost Trey Turner and Justin Turner to free agency, Zach, do you think the Dodgers have a real shot to still win the World Series?
I think they'll be up there as we look at Gavin Lux's recent seasons, and you brought up the .276 batting average. It's gradually improved every year, and the RBIs are always there for Gavin Lux. The on-base percentage is always there. The Dodgers will be there. I think it's the first time in a while I don't have them in the top 3 of chance to win the World Series. Astros, Yankees, Braves. I would even put the Padres ahead of them.
I'm right with you. I personally don't even have the Dodgers as my favorite to win the NL West. I think if you look at the lineups with how stacked that Padres lineup was, and then you add in Soto at the trade deadline last year, you add in Xander Bogaerts in the offseason. They got guys still. Tatis going to miss the start of the season. They're bringing Matt Carpenter. The Padres have so many guys, pitching-wise, lineup-wise. I don't think the Dodgers are even the favorite to win the NL West, regardless of the World Series. The Tampa Bay Rays starting rotation has already taken a punch as their number 2 starter Tyler Glasnow will be out 6 to 8 weeks with a grade 2 oblique strain. Glasnow felt the pain while throwing in live at bats last week, and now the 29-year-old will miss at least part of a season for the 3rd straight year. Considering the Rays will be shorthanded for at least 6 weeks, Zach, who do you see taking hold of the AL East at the start of the season and maybe even holding on to it throughout the year?
The Yankees have the best lineup. The Blue Jays have some really good pitching. As we look at Glasnow's recent injuries, just can't catch a break. It's unbelievable. 2023, 2021, and 2019, I think it's going to come down to the Yankees or the Blue Jays. I think losing Teoscar as well as Gurriel is going to hurt the Blue Jays.
First off, I want to touch here. You see Glasnow's injuries like you alluded to. It's such a shame, a guy that is 6'8", one of the better pitchers in baseball when healthy, probably a top 15, top 20 starter. We haven't seen a full season out of him in his prime. Guy that'll throw 102 with great off speed. AL East, still think it's the Yanks. Never going to go against that team.
Shocker.
San Diego Padres starting pitcher Joe Musgrove will miss at least 2 weeks with a fractured left big toe after dropping a kettlebell on the now injured metatarsal. The Padres will have to wait a few weeks for the three-headed monster of Musgrove, Yu Darvish, and Blake Snell to be attacking lineups, but manager Bob Melvin noted they'll have to monitor Musgrove's pain and healing in the near future. Assuming Musgrove is back for the vast majority of the season, Zach, do you think the Padres have a chance to win the World Series?
I do think the Padres have a chance, and we already talked about those Dodgers. Looking at Musgrove's stats, this is a huge loss. It really is a big, big loss on the mound. He's been absolutely terrific. 10-7 last season, 2.93 ERA, one of the best pitchers in baseball when healthy. Adding Bogarts definitely helps the Padres lineup.
I really think the Padres are the favorite to win the NL and maybe even the World Series. I think the three-headed monster again of Snell, Darvish, and Musgrove is probably one of the more underrated rotations in baseball, if not the most underrated rotation, and the lineup as well. Everybody mashes. We have to take a quick break. When we come back, Zach will be joined by Ben Diamond. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Stick to Sports right here, WTOP 10.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Welcome back to Stick to Sports. It's time for the fast break. Joining me now is Ben Diamond, one of our producers. Ben, what do you have for us tonight?
Thanks, Zach. I'm happy to be back here. Chicago Blackhawks have officially traded future Hall of Famer Patrick Kane to the New York Rangers. In return, Chicago received a conditional 2023 second-round pick that could become a first-round pick if the Rangers make the Eastern Conference Finals, and a 2025 fourth-round pick. The former first overall pick by the Blackhawks had expressed his desire to leave Chicago for New York on many occasions, and with the trade deadline approaching, Kane got his wish. Zach, does this trade make the Rangers the biggest threat to the Boston Bruins for the best team in the East?
I think there's a good argument, but I don't think so, as we see the trade on the screen there. Kane for a second rounder, which could become a first, and then the fourth rounder as well. I think there's a good argument, but I would take the Lightning, the Devils, the Canes probably is the biggest threat to the Bruins. The Lightning are really dangerous every year in the playoffs. Canes are super strong defensively, and the Devils can score like it's nobody's business. It's a great ad by the Rangers. It makes the East even more difficult.
It really does. I mean, 16 goals, 29 assists for Kane in 54 games so far this season. But also, I think it's important to note, he rejoins Artemi Panarin, who they have history together back on their days on the Blackhawks. So a little bit of chemistry right off the bat. But I mean, Mika Zibanejad, Artemi Panarin, Patrick Kane, Tarasenko, they just got a couple weeks ago. this Rangers team really has gotten a lot stronger, and I think they could be up there in the East this season. The San Jose Sharks have dealt their star forward Timo Meier to the New Jersey Devils in one of, if not the largest trade during this year's deadline week. Meier has been linked in trade talks since early in the season, and the Sharks finally pulled the trigger with the Devils. With this trade, the Devils add to a stacked front line, including Jack Hughes, Dawson Mercer, and Jesper Bratt. The Devils are going all in this season, hoping to take advantage of the strong core of young players they have built. Zach, how far do you think this trade could take the Devils in the postseason?
I definitely think the Devils can get somewhere as we see the trade. Meier, 4 players, and a 2024 fifth rounder from the Sharks. Devils, 4 skaters, a 2023 first, a 2024 second, and a 7th. Devils giving up a lot there. It might be worth it. The Devils' one worry is when they go up against a good netminder. Lots of tough goalies, Vasilevsky, Ullmark, Ranta. They're going to run into one of them.
Yeah, they are, but I mean, a goal scorer like Meier with 31 goals and 21 assists in 57 games played this season, I mean, he's a really good goal scorer, and I mean, just adds to that list of goal scorers like Jack Hughes on this roster, who's really just created a name for himself. And they're only sitting 3 points behind the Hurricanes, so the top spot in the Metro. So it's coming down to the wire, but I think this Devils team, with this addition, could be a really, really big threat come playoff time. The Los Angeles Kings have traded longtime goaltender and franchise cornerstone Jonathan Quick to the Columbus Blue Jackets for defenseman Vladislav Gavrikov and goaltender Jonas Korpisalo. Alongside Quick, the Kings also sent a conditional 2023 first-round pick and a 2024 third-round pick. Although he is having a down season, Quick has helped lead the Kings to 2 Stanley Cup championship victories. This trade helps the Kings, who are in desperate need of a mainstay in net, and they have found that in Korpisalo. He will split time with Phoenix Copley in net down the stretch. Many Kings fans and players were very upset with the trade, but Zach, was this trade necessary to help the Kings move further in the playoffs?
I think so, Ben. As we look at the trade, Quick, a 2023 first, a 2024 third, and the Blue Jackets giving back Korpisalo and a defenseman. Copley, you brought him up for Los Angeles, been one of the best in the NHL. 18-4-2 this season with a 2.82 goals against average. I do think Korpisalo will be a good addition. He has a .500 record right now on one of the worst teams in the NHL. That's really, really strong for Los Angeles.
Yeah, I think it's important to note for Copley at least, the .899 save percentage. Not very good for a goaltender on a supposed playoff team, but Korpisalo coming in will really help this team go further as the stretch comes down to it, the playoffs.
And we'll take a quick break here on Stick to Sports. Thanks once again to Ben for the fast break. When we come back, Joey, Ben, and I will head into extra innings. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Stick to Sports on WTOP 10. I had to catch my...
Welcome back to Major Discussion.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the Earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back to Stick to Sports. It is time for Season 2 of Extra Innings. Zach, Joey, and I will give you our picks for some games coming up this week.
Ben, who won last semester?
I don't know. Who was it, Joey?
That would be me. I was never rightfully crowned.
Yeah, you want the crown?
Who came in last? Never did the punishment.
Never did it.
That was up to you guys.
No, we never got around
Never
to
did it. Never did it. But we got some more picks. We have 4 picks and then our lock. All 3 of us will have a lock of the week. But we're going to start 76ers at Mavericks. Do we have a line on that yet, Zach?
We don't, because the Sixers play tonight.
We do not have a line, but 76ers at Mavericks. Zach, who you got?
I'm going to go with the Mavericks. They're at home. I'm going to take Luka and Kyrie over the Sixers, like I said, on a back-to-back. Embiid did not play against the Heat tonight. I think he'll play tomorrow. It's going to be a good game.
Joey, you going to back up the other side?
I'll go with the Mavs. Give me the Mavs, to cover whatever the spread is. I love the way Luka and Kyrie have been playing. I think they're going to continue to mesh, and they'll get it done tomorrow night at home.
You know what, Joey? Because I want to go with you because you won last semester.
Hedge.
However, I can't.
Wow.
We can't all 3 go for the same thing in one. So I'm going to go with the 76ers.
Yeah, it's fade Zach. Fade Zach all season.
Embiid comes back, I think the 76ers with Harden as well. They're gonna win this game. Clippers -2.5 at the Warriors. Joey, who you got?
I love watching the Warriors. I had Steph Curry as one of my premier shooters in the NBA earlier, of course. We'll finish that debate later.
I'm going to stop you right there. Steph and Wiggins are out for this game. That's why the Clippers are favored.
Thank you.
Here's your
with that being said, Clippers, lock it in.
All right. I'm going with the Warriors, even with no Steph or Wiggins. Klay Thompson's still there. Jordan Poole's still there. They're not going anywhere. I think they'll dominate. They're on a 3-game win streak right now, the Warriors. Feeling it right now.
So what you're saying is they're due for a loss. I'm going with Joey on this one. I mean, I can't make the mistake for going against Joey here. So I'm going to go with the Clippers over the Warriors. Now, Zach, you're the college basketball guy. Number 8, Arizona, -1 at USC. Who you got?
We talked about Arizona coming off the buzzer beater loss to Arizona State. That probably hurt them on senior day. I think it's going to hurt them even more. They're going to lose at USC tomorrow night.
Interesting.
I'm on Arizona tomorrow night. I'm all over the fact when you lose at home to an in-state rival in the fashion they did, you're going to come out angry the next game. You're not dropping back-to-back Arizona tomorrow night.
I think purely based off of the fact that it's number 8 ranked Arizona over an unranked USC, I think going with Arizona might be the smart pick here. We'll have to see. You never know.
14 straight wins at home, guys.
It is March.
Respect the rankings.
It is March. It's March. So we never know. However, I'm going to go with Arizona in this one. Our last pick before our locks, UFC 285. Gone versus Jones. Jones -170. Joey, who you got in this match?
Going with John Jones, of course. Absolutely loved the guy. Comeback Saturday night. Should I get my lock off now or no?
No.
Well, my lock is John Jones to win by KO, which is why I want to get that off now as well. Finishes Cyril Gane inside 3 rounds Saturday night.
Wow.
That's big.
I'm going John Jones as well. 1 loss in his career. Came back in 2009. Yes, he's coming back. Can't pick against him. Lock of the week, UFC 285. Jalen Turner, dog, +180. Matthias Gamrot, I believe. Yes?
Yep.
Okay. He can win by submission, knockout, Jalen Turner. Lock it in.
Well, this is no fun. I wanted to go with Jones too. This is no fun. That's what I get for going last. I should have went first. I'm going to go with Jones at -170. I agree with both you guys.
Lock of the week, Benny.
Lock of the week, Nuggets over Grizzlies. Friday in Denver, I got the Nuggets.
Ben's diamond.
Yeah, that's my diamond. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Unreal.
Unreal.
All right, can't wait to come back next week 6-0.
Next week?
2 weeks. No, well, spring break. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks from now.
I was going to say it's March 22nd. Yeah, but
long time.
No, extra innings is back.
We'll see you for the Final Four. Wow. That's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, that'll do it for us here in Extra Innings because that's all the time we have. But we'll see you here in a few weeks. Be sure to tune back in on Wednesday, March 22nd, right here on WTOP 10.